Everyone, welcome to the what I call sane side of car culture, the number one car culture related podcast on planet Earth. We talk about car news, trends, market predictions, but most importantly, offer you a good hang. Got to say it at the top because the explosive growth going into 2026 warrants it. How are you, Nick?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I don't know if you know this. I'm going to give people a little bit of an insight that when we start the podcast, like even before we hop on camera, I legitimately do this. I don't know why. Maybe because we talk about wrestling all the time, but I stand here and I just start side to side like Batista getting ready to come out.
Oh, wow, Batista.
Dude, I mean, granted, he's a crazy person in real life, but I love him as a wrestler and as a character in the Marvel movies. But I just get so jazzed up to talk on the podcast and do what we do. It's legitimately what I do.
Actually, same. Hey, I see you got the Clutch Culture hoodie.
Dude, I know that, this came out around Christmas. It sold out. We got some more for people to restock so people could buy. I hadn't had one yet. And we had made the one you're wearing actually is a previous version of this same hoodie. Yep. But the elevated feeling of this one, I don't know what it is, man. Do you agree?
Yeah, and I'll just let everybody know. I get all the flunkies. So I don't actually have, they sold out so quick, I don't even have.
By flunkies, I want to say he gets about a dozen before we actually sell stuff. So you've got a closet full of
just a mishmash of stuff.
Mishmash is nice. In today's world, I'd take a mishmash over other shit.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, look, I got to ask you, are you going to buy round one of the Tesla Optimus robots?
Dude, I got a lot of questions about this. So can we all say something about Elon? He's been selling a lot of investors a lot of dreams for a very long time.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of people that have said there's not financials have been weird and the Tesla, whatever. I've been asked a lot about this robot. What exactly is it going to do for me? Like, am I having this robot in my house?
Yes.
That's his sales point.
Now, I don't want to put words in Elon's mouth. He says a lot of things, so it'd be hard to really put words in his mouth.
Oh, yeah, buddy. He says a lot of things.
He may have actually said this, but I will say what people on the commentary side of the world will say is that because Americans, we'll just talk about Americans, I don't know about globally, but because we're so comfortable with financing things, this is one of those purchases that people would finance to have as a chore to doer in the house. Your dishes, your laundry, your floor, whatever it is. That is how most people are spending this in the internet commentary world.
Do you think that?
I personally don't, but also you're talking to a guy who, and we've had text exchanges where I'm like, this whole EV world for over a decade, I can dig up old archive podcasts where I said a lot of these things already so people don't think I'm lying. But no, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, I'm not, imagine this, it's 20 grand. Let's just say that we get it to a consumer level where it's 20,000, which some people might think it's going to be 50 or above. I don't know. Who's paying $20,000 to have a robot chore to do her?
Yeah, I mean, who I don't know. People buy fifth wheels that fall apart in 2 years for $100,000+, $200,000, $300,000. So
that's fair.
First of all, I think for our audience, the thing that's interesting here is Model S and Model X are being canceled. I take away from that what we've been saying since we've come on the podcast, which is we have a situation right now where Elon can say whatever he wants about robots and investment and this and that. First of all, he made a huge misstep getting into politics. Let's just call a spade a spade. From a CEO perspective, he made a huge misstep. Doesn't matter what you think of him politically. I don't think anything politically. It was just a stupid idea because it harmed, him as a CEO, took time away from the company, whatever. But also, we've said that EVs need to live between $20,000 and $40,000. And the Model X and the Model S can't live in that world. So is a lot of this being done because of what we're saying about EVs or because he actually thinks that robots are the future, or it's another way to get people to hang on to Tesla stock because he supposedly has the new thing coming and he's going to sell you another 10 to 15 years of BS. I mean, all of it could be true, right?
It could be, but if you were to look based off of what you've already experienced with customers and just even in the Vegas area, do you see that the demand or even interest in most things, Tesla, but just EV in general, are going up? Are they flat? Are they declining?
To me, it's sort of flat. You know, I don't. EV has definitely lost the excitement, right? Which when Tesla dropped and I think the West Coast had a little bit of a different scenario than the rest of the country because it was all coming out of California. Like, Tesla hit like a ton of bricks out here. Like, when it hit, it hit. You know, you saw Model S everywhere. You saw Model 3 everywhere when that hit. Model Ys everywhere. I mean, they sold millions of units. Let's just all be fair. And a lot of it happened very quickly on the West Coast. So when I go to other places, like if I go back into the East Coast, yeah, man, I don't see as many. So I think we have a good base here on the West Coast to just say, especially where I live, I think it's just flat. I think the people that want to buy them, they buy them. The people that don't want to buy them, don't buy it. I just don't think there's that much wavering at this point. I don't think there's a lot to talk about.
No, which is probably makes you smile on the inside. You're like, I'm kind of over talking about this topic, as a whole, which I understand, EVs.
Yeah.
But, you use the word hit. I don't want to be too soon or be careless here, but I just think it's interesting. Waymo hit its first child outside of an elementary school. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, my. Well, I mean, it's all about safety. This is going to make the world safer.
Dude.
It's like, no, it isn't.
I love Nick's voice when he's mimicking whoever's saying these things.
Yeah, I mean, that's my certain type of automotive journalist that's bought it.
Absolutely.
We know who he is.
Yep,
Okay, let me say, there's one guy we're thinking of. Okay? I would love to meet that guy somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And just let him talk crazy in front of me.
This voice, whoever this voice is, reminds me of the scientist from The Simpsons. Damn, I don't remember his name. Oh, Professor Frank. Like that guy. That is the EV, expert. And so to start off the show, yeah, Tesla is sunsetting the Model S and X, like Nick said, next quarter to refocus on the Optimus robot, which is why how we tied it all together. Cover up as far as like a good reason to give, or is that legitimately where you think the company might be thinking, like, because they are all about AI, robotics, and whatever. Is it just a good excuse to get rid of the cars?
I think we're very early on. Obviously, this was just announced this week, right? And it was done kind of publicly on, was it an earnings call or a shareholders call?
I believe it was. Yeah, it was going over fourth quarter earnings, which was down, but not like crazy down.
Yeah. So I kind of look at this like, I think we got to probably let it play out in 2026. I mean, it's a huge company. I don't know that we're going to see a lot of massive movement on something like this in a year. I'm kind of with you. I mean, a robot seems like it's at least 20, 50, 75 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know other than just like industrial production type stuff, how does this really come down to the consumer? And so this would mean Tesla's out of the consumer business on some of it, right? At least half the company, because they're going to keep building Model Y, Model 3. But I don't know, man. Like that's why this topic is kind of funny to me, because he's literally probably maybe one or two guys in the world that can just say crazy stuff, and there's just a certain amount of people that believe him.
Yeah, imagine a world where the price tag is tied to the size of your robot. So for 25 grand, you can get like a child-sized robot.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Different conversation going on. Like, a little strange here.
Yeah.
In today's climate.
What kind of robot you got at your crib?
Exactly.
You imagine? I'm all for advancement. I'm not anti-advancement. There's a lot of people in our comment section that are, say stuff like, there's not a good car being built after 1961, right? Like, there's a lot of people like that.
I love those people.
Right? And it's like, it's just patently false. But some of this stuff, I just go, I don't know, man. It's been a really strange couple years for, Tesla. And this is now at least another 2, 3, 5 years of strangeness, it looks like. I mean, I don't know how quickly they're going to flip the switch on all this. Then there's talks about how SpaceX and Tesla are going to be, intertwined. And a lot of this stuff is just above my pay grade. And I think a lot of people's pay grade of what is going on financially to kind of prop all of this up. So I just think it's crazy that Model S is going away, because I think that's a great vehicle. I was never an X fan. I thought those doors were stupid and they never worked.
Dude, I think those doors were the worst idea ever.
Yeah, I mean, they were a cool novelty. Like, it sold vehicles. Like, that's the one thing you can say. Like, it got people with the novelty. But Model S and Model S Plaid, like, that was a great vehicle. I enjoyed driving it. But I think he just sees the writing on the wall that these $100,000 EVs just aren't going to, they're not going to do. He probably saw what I saw. When electric G-Wagon doesn't sell, you're toast.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble. Those are exactly the people you would expect to buy an electric car. And they're like, no, right. I want to get 4 miles to the gallon.
You know, I'm not too far from, and I don't know, I know that, what is it? Starbase is the SpaceX in South Texas, but I think I want to say that's Starbase, but then there's the other Gigafactory town, you know, that's going to be outside of Bastrop, Austin area, which I'm not too far from. I'm interested in see what happens, man. This guy and that whole segment of the world and the market and all that fascinates me because, like you just said, he's one of those few people that can just say something, people will believe him, people will dump money into him, which I think is great. Get your money, get your bag.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're like, at what cost, right? At how many people's gullibleness, finances, whatever, do we like kind of hold the...
Yeah, I mean, look, he started a car company from scratch, and it got off the ground, which is probably one of the hardest segments to do. Now, along the way, he's misled people on a lot of stuff, you know, autonomous driving and how your car's going to leave your house in the middle of the night and be a taxi and going to earn you money, and you're going to be this wealthy billionaire because your car's going to leave in the middle of the night. And we never talked about when somebody pukes in your car in the middle of the night that Tesla's not going to claim. I mean, all of this stuff he said, I mean, let's not forget, Cybertruck sold. As stupid as that vehicle looked, right? As dangerous as the panels were, like could chop your finger off, the tip of your finger and stuff, people bought them. And people are $100,000 underwater in some cases on these trucks.
Dude, I actually have a video. Did I put it in my notes? Dude, if I don't, I'm going to pull it for you later, but I'm going to give you the gist of it for everybody listening. George, the guy that does a lot of video content at his dealership on the East Coast, sold a Cybertruck to a gentleman. We'll say it was 150, right?
Yeah, they're in the 50s now.
Less than a year. Less than also, I think, 4,000 miles. I think it's worth 65.
Yeah. No, they're touching 50s. I mean, there's certain mileages. Cybertruck is going to become the Hummer H2.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good comparison.
That's what's going to happen here. Like, it's going to get to a price point, and they've built so many of them, and everybody's going to go, why not?
What is the why not price at? Is it like
30?
30? Okay.
Buddy, if it hits $30,000 to $35,000 and it's got less than 50,000 miles on it, you're not going to your wife, you know what I'm saying? Like there just comes a price where you go, because if you guys haven't driven one, and I know a lot of people haven't, and some people have, it's a good experience.
It's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but I don't drive any truck that I think is a perfect experience, by the way. They all got some kind of drawback to them.
I'm starting to think you're not even a truck guy. Are you not a truck guy?
I own more trucks than truck guys, and they think they're truck guys.
And yet, Nick is not a truck guy, and he owns more truck than most truck guys.
Yeah, so I use trucks for work, as they were designed to be used.
You don't like having a pavement princess?
Well, look, I'm all about Gen 1 Raptor being in my driveway as a daily driver. Like, I'm good with that.
I like pavement princess. By the way, guys, I'm on your side. I like pavement princesses. Don't listen to Nick. All right, he's gonna roast you here in a second.
Yeah, don't use it for work like a man. You know, just drive it back and forth to your office.
The quintessential line Nick will put on social is like, most of these trucks you guys know haven't seen a shovel in the back, right? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Back to somebody.
100%. These guys are crazy.
I saw one pop up in Lubbock, not too far from me. It's blue, 4-door, 14, so it's got the different headlights. You know, the better looking model in my opinion. It's got 80,000 miles, 35.
That's nice. That's
pretty good price, right?
That's a great price.
Man, all right, might have to hit him up.
But you got to realize, you got to go to. I get a lot of questions about Gen 1 Raptor because we talk about it so much.
Yeah.
Just assume if you get one, you're going to have the shocks rebuilt.
I know. That's a first. It's like $5,000 probably, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think it's probably about that. Yeah, like you're going to have to go. you're gonna have to drop some coin on it. Like it's what's gonna have to happen. I don't know what to tell you. That's just part of it.
Damn. So should you shoot for 30 and just be cool with 35, or is like 35 and then you got to put the 5, you're over 40, you're like, it's still okay?
Yeah, I think I'd be all right with like get him to 32, be at 37 fixed. I'd be good.
Okay. All right. Now, because we're on the subject, one of the trucks that I've only mentioned maybe once personally, and we've probably talked about once or twice, is the Ranger Raptor. So of all the models, Bronco gets a lot of attention, F-150 obviously. Overall, do you think the Ranger Raptor is like a formidable choice for a truck guy, or even just like
Yeah,
a vehicle?
I actually think it'd be a smart choice for a lot of people.
Too. I really do.
The question that I have, because I haven't looked at their prices recently, I think Ranger Raptor just comes down to if I can get a used full-size Raptor
Yeah.
around the same price as a new Ranger Raptor, I think most guys are going to go for the full-size Raptor.
And you're talking Gen 1 still, obviously.
No, I'm just saying anything anything in general.
See, Nick put on his American hat right there. That's how the Americans think, right? We're like, we get bigger for like another
100%.
5 to 10. Like, why would we not, right?
That's why people have so much negative equity. Like as we talk about week to week.
Such a cyclical, crazy cycle. And actually, I have a couple of those screenshots of just interesting comments from last week where, one of the questions I was going to ask you is the term like responsible car enthusiast, like, is that a thing, or is that just completely a foregone conclusion? Nobody wants to take personal responsibilities. Let me just preface by saying it seemed like everybody, it was never their fault that they signed on the dotted line. And
20 times.
20 times?
20 times.
And then also that there was nothing within 500 miles. Somebody even said, like, I can't find one within a couple hundred miles to me, which always goes back to what you say. You got to shop nationally. At least even if you're just comparing and you're not going, you got to look nationally.
You have to.
They won't do it.
They won't because I think we're getting to this point where there's a part of society that thinks they have to take zero responsibility.
Yeah.
And then there's a part of society that goes, I have to take all the responsibility. There doesn't seem to be anybody in the middle of that, right? Whatever that would be. I don't even know how you would classify that. But it just seems like it's never my fault and everybody else did this to me, even though I signed on the dotted line. Like, I think you got to sign somewhere between 10 and 20 different places initial.
Yeah.
It's like when you buy a house. Bud, the documents that you have to sign, like, let's be fair here. They didn't get you. Like, you signed a lot of paperwork.
You had about 20 minutes of signing where you could have been like, you know what? I don't want to finish.
I don't want to do
this. Yeah.
So I think when you look at it from this standpoint, there are enthusiasts that, in my opinion, do it well. And they all start from the same exact place. They take responsibility for whatever they bought. Right? Now, as an enthusiast, I think anybody can go out and say, I'm going to pay whatever I have to pay to get that car that I love because I'm at the point in my life that I have the money and I'm going to get that, VW I always wanted, right? Or whatever. So I think there comes a point, though, like you said, when you look at all of this, and there's so many guys that reach out to us, once you know your budget, I think when you just find the cars and you just try to, wiggle a deal into your budget, that's sort of the most fun you're going to have in the whole thing.
Yeah, Yeah, you're right. And that was one of the things that people did say, like, even if you know your budget, they went back to the tactics. Like, you have to be able to be smart enough, essentially, to avoid the tactics. Like, look, you just said it. If you know what you want to spend, you know what you want, there are no tactics that are going to work beyond what you can afford anyway. At least it shouldn't.
So this is one of the things that happens, and I'm not a proponent of telling people how to buy a car. Like, if you want to pay cash, pay cash. If you want to finance, I don't think there's a right way to buy a car financially, meaning like, obviously, don't pay 25% interest on a car loan, right? That stuff's obvious. But whether you finance because you have good credit, you lease a car, I don't really care about all that. The one thing cash deals do for people is that you usually have a limited amount of cash.
Right.
Meaning, like, if you have $75,000 in a duffel bag and a guy says, I want you to pay 82, you go, bud, there's 75 grand in the duffel bag. Either take it or don't. I don't have another dollar. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing cash deals do, is that if you literally just have a certain amount of cash, $50,000, and somebody goes, well, it's $58,000, you go, buddy, I got 50.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. I mean, that's sort of the benefit of a cash deal, is you really, in most cases, unless you're going to run back to the bank, which most people don't, you don't have any more money. So I think with all of this, I think I've done a fairly decent job of experiencing the vehicles that I've wanted, turned a profit throughout my life. Obviously, because I have some skills that can refurbish a car from an aesthetic point of view. And then I partnered with mechanics, which I could have made even more money if I knew how to do the mechanical work myself. It just was an easy trade-off for me, right? Like, I could help them with a car they were trying to sell. I could do the aesthetic work. They could do the mechanic work on my. I found those types of deals. But yeah, I think what we're seeing is a very interesting thing where even when people act like I'm being responsible, they'll go, but those tactics. It's like, what tactics? Like, Rob, can I say something out loud here? And I know people are going to get angry.
Yes, do it.
If you're a man and you're getting bullied at the dealership, that's a you problem.
I was going to say, how vulnerable are you mentally that you have a sales guy who's hoping to sell his first car? You don't know. It might be his first car, and you're going to be the one that he gets over on? Like,
yeah,
how is that possible?
You're going to get bullied? Like, I'm just not going to let another guy bully me at a dealership.
Look, take the Alex Pereira mentality. Walk into a dealership, stone face, and just say Chama. Just walk around saying Chama until you get the price you want, and then that's it. Then you sign and you leave. And whatever. I'm stoic. Right? Pull the arrow thing on him too, and then just say, "This is what I want." All right, that's what you're gonna give me.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's really a sad time when we have to continue to go back to personal responsibility is okay. It's okay to just be like, hey, man, I screwed up. I made a bad car deal. Like, I don't know that many people are going to go their whole life and not screw up at something. Like, move on, pay your bill, and don't do it again. But it seems like it's boogeyman culture. That's what I call it. It's just boogeyman culture. Who am I going to point the finger at? I say this all the time about McDonald's. Well, McDonald's made me fat. You pulled in there, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
In your Gen 1 Raptor, it's okay. You made two mistakes.
I like a Big Mac. I'm not. I don't know.
Are you really a Big Mac guy? You strike me more as like a fish fillet kind of guy.
No, I don't. Fish fillet's all right. I can do fish fillet.
I'm a hot and spicy boy myself.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Growing up in early college days, the short stint that I had there, that was the go-to.
It was just $1, right? Wasn't it?
It was back then. It might be 10 now. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
There's no dollar menu anymore.
Anybody acting like they don't like a cheeseburger at McDonald's. I love when people get healthy and they're like, "Oh, I can't eat that crap." It's like, you can't.
Fucking liar.
Here's the thing. Absolutely. Just because you don't doesn't mean you don't understand it.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that you haven't behind people's backs and you just never mentioned
100%.
it. Okay? I know it's no longer the dollar menu. It's now like the value menu, which value has really changed over the last decade, 15 years, right? So I have so by the way, I gotta touch on something. The next FIFA World Cup is going to be in 2026, hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Listener Blaine apparently said, I don't know shit about soccer. You're absolutely right, sir. And it's your fault for thinking that because I'm Mexican, I know about soccer.
Wow.
I don't.
He pulled the racist card.
100%. Blaine, I know where you live, buddy. And on top of that, this gentleman and I and other people have talked about Gen 1 Raptors as well, because you and I talk about it all the time. So I want to show you two real quick. Just get your thoughts on. I'm going to go extremes on both sides. One I just mentioned and the other one that I haven't. But we're looking at a 14 as well. Blue.
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's 62.9. It's only got 23,000 miles, but it seems to have a lot of goodies, a lot of Roush goodies done to it.
Yeah, I'm out.
Is this warranted?
I'm out.
Right?
Here's what I'm out on. People might be shocked when I say this because, first of all, those wheels are trash. So those got to come off.
Aren't those the stock wheels?
Those wheels are trash.
Okay.
They got to come off.
Oh, fine.
Okay. Here's the other bad part. Gen 1 Raptor to me is one of the rare times a first run of a vehicle that a company got it right? So look, that hood's gonna have to take the sticker off the hood. They got that big. That's a big black sticker on the hood?
That is a big black sticker.
Yeah, so that's got to come off too. So $62,000, and I've already found a million things we got to do.
Oh my God!
On this thing.
Got to get the Roush icons.
By the way, that terrible cover on the back. That's a cheap cover. I'm out. Cheap cover. So I don't like taking something that's already great and putting a bunch of quote unquote goodies on it that are probably going to make it worse. And by the way, that sticker's stupid. Roush Off-Road on the back.
That was on the side.
Not only is this thing not worth $62,900, I wouldn't pay $32,900 for this thing.
Dang.
This is everything I wouldn't do in the Gen 1, period, point blank, end of story.
Blue interior looks nice, though.
Dude, it's so rare that a first gen is this good of any. Look, we're seeing this right now with Tacoma and with Tundra, and we're seeing, you know what I mean? Like, when it's the first gen of a new platform, which this was a first gen of a new platform, it's rare that they get it this right, in my opinion. And I just don't have any idea why. I don't do like aftermarket goodies of somebody else. And by the way, let me see the back fender.
The back fender close up?
Please tell me.
Where's it at?
Does he have the Raptor sticker on there?
He does.
Yeah, so let me tell people this. When you go and you pull that off, because every self-respecting guy pulls that off, the problem is, because of the age of this vehicle, there's a high likelihood you're going to have to repaint that fender because there's going to be ghosting permanently.
Oof.
Yep. That's how my mind works, folks. I'm just telling you, this is now an $82,000 first-gen Raptor because I got to take all the crap off of it.
Okay. Well, now let's go to the other side of it, the one that I had actually mentioned for you guys following along on YouTube. This one's a 2013. The other one's a 14, but still got the same 13, 14. The updated headlights. No, what you call it? Graphics on it. No hood thing on it.
Yep. No question. Send it.
I might call after this fucking podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Buddy, that's a great. By the way, all you got to do is get paint match. All you got to do is paint match the fenders. You're good. Easy to do.
Yeah, paint match fenders. Oh man, this one doesn't have the blue interior though. I like the blue interior. I know that's a little thing. I'm just saying.
No, you don't want the blue. That's perfectly okay, Rob.
You don't want the blue interior?
No. I mean, I don't mind if I have to get it, but it's not like a selling point to me.
All right.
Yeah, you can paint match the front bumper.
You know, I've seen someone do this in a pre-runner style where they added a couple of like good OEM plus like pre-runner look to it. It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, there's certain front bumpers that look pretty good on them for sure. Yeah, man, so that's a no-brainer right there. There, I'm pulling the trigger.
Interesting. All right, you heard it here first, everybody.
Like, here's the thing: if I sold my BMW and I could trade, I would trade them straight up for my BMW right now.
You should call them.
They'd have to deliver it.
Right.
Delivery, everything included.
I don't even want to go up to Lubbock. I mean, Austin. But I understand. Okay. Well, that was a fun Gen 1 Raptor segment. It's basically going to be a segment until one of us finds one and actually gets one.
Oh,
we're just going to keep bringing it back up. And since we're on the subject of really cool blue cars, did you see Cadillac's announcement of they're also sunsetting the CT5 Blackwing? What a long name.
Yeah.
Let me show this to you. In your opinion, I know there's a lot of listeners that love that car, but what was the best color of either it was the wagon or the coupe or the sedan for Cadillac in that V segment?
What was that like? I'm not really great with the colors, as I've said here. What was that like? Light blue? Didn't they have a lightish blue or an electric blue type color? I thought that was the best one they ever did.
The darker blue one was called Opulent Blue. The lighter blue one that kind of looked greenish, I don't remember the name exactly, but just so everybody that's watching on YouTube can follow along from the drive, 2026 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing has a $26,995 option package, but it gives you this blue, this ocean. I think it's ocean blue.
That looks good.
Looks awesome, right?
That looks real good.
So these MSRP for, I think, 118, 120. I think this is going to put you well into the mid 130s, 140, which people were saying, Porsche pricing. That's optimistic for this thing. But you could only get this color if you get that $27,000 package, which is going to give you a bunch of other, brakes, carbon. Oh, here it is. Deep ocean tint coat. Brembos, carbon fiber, 19-inch forged aluminum wheels, all but 1 and 2 carbon fiber packages. This is what we're looking at as far as the end of this Blackwing, run. What do you think?
That's a great color.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Cadillac was in this for the long haul. I thought they were just going to keep this around for a long time because they wanted to have it as just kind of a halo in the Cadillac brand. Mm-hmm. I think I'm still kind of shocked that this all came to an end so quickly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I understand why nobody's buying sedans, but I thought they knew that when they started building it.
Right. Because they made a CT4 and 5.
Like, I thought they already knew that this was already a problematic segment. I thought they were doing it sheerly just out of, trying to create something cool inside a Cadillac.
Yeah, look what we can do kind of thing.
Yeah, I just kind of thought they would stick with that and they'd build it for a long time because, when they started building it, it wasn't a big segment to begin with.
Yeah. There's one of the blue wagons for sale. I forgot. I don't have it saved or anything, but I think it was 89 or 99.
Yeah, those prices, be very careful. As a wagon that I love, that anybody who likes wagons loves, that pricing's gotten a little wonky. If you've never driven one, there's things to be desired about that platform, and they're selling them. And I get why. Everybody gets your money. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of unsuspecting people who've never really been in one, get a manual. That's what really makes it special. Those hardly come up for sale as often as the automatics. But I think some of that pricing needs to come down a little bit.
I want to circle back to the Tesla conversation. I forgot to mention this, and you and I talked about it on the phone. Full self-driving, we've had a few conversations about that, but it's no longer going to be a one-time purchase option. It's going to be $99 a month, another subscription.
Yeah, I didn't even read up on this. Is so stupid to me. It's not stupid from a corporate perspective because I know what they're trying to do is build a recurring revenue stream. Mm-hmm. But how many people, I guess my question is, how many people struggle to hold on to the wheel and drive a car? Like, is it really worth $1,200 a year?
You think just like me? Because we like to drive our vehicles, and usually it's the best part of the experience. The destination usually isn't even the best part. It's literally just driving there most of the time. You're going to just take that away completely? Like, who really, really wants that? I really want to know. I don't want bots from the internet replying to this. I want genuine people like, I just hate getting in my car and turning my steering wheel.
Yeah, like you find it that big of a deal? So let's do it this way. If you get full self-driving, wasn't it like $10,000 add-on or something?
It was a one-time purchase. I don't remember exactly what it was. Oh, there it goes. Well, you can purchase FSD outright for $8,000. The deadline to make the purchase on the new Tesla is February 14th.
Okay, but over a 5-year period, you're only paying what, $6,000? Mm-hmm. I mean, most people aren't going to keep their car longer than 5 years. So, I mean, a $99 subscription in a bubble sounds like they're ripping you off. But if full self-driving was another $8,000 and you're going to keep the car for 3 years, you're only paying $3,600 for full self-driving.
Yes, and that's how the logical brain should think. But then Elon also went on to say that the cost of FSD monthly subscriptions will rise as FSD's capabilities improve.
Oh, so they're already saying it's going to be like $250,
exactly.
$350. It's going to be like a lifetime membership.
So, it makes you go, do I really want to?
This stuff just doesn't impress me right now. I still think we're 10 years away from being 10 years away, being 10 years away, like everything. I mean, I know that this stuff works now. People are using it. I'm not saying that. What I mean is the model that these companies are going to settle on, I don't think we're anywhere near the end of it. Like, whether it's subscription, whether it's, I joke about lifetime, but you don't think somebody's going to try to say, like, you're going to keep upgrading cars with us, there's going to be some type of lifetime subscription that will get you into gold card, platinum card. I don't know, man. I think anything's possible.
And this is as far as my mind will go usually, because a lot of things do have, buy this subscription, save by purchasing yearly, or one time, get all the updates for this big fat price, right? Well, a lot of times, or sometimes in the past, we can point to companies, SaaS softwares or whatever that did it, and they knew that they weren't going to be around for the long. Like there was already an exit window, but they got people to buy for the thing up front, and when it's gone, it's gone. I'm not saying Tesla's going anywhere per se, right? But if they did, and they get a ton of people to do some sort of big ticket upfront pricing, and then they disappear, dissolved in 5 years or 10 years, you'd be like, damn, they made a lot of money on that initial offering, and then they disappeared.
Yeah, I wonder where this is all going. I mean, obviously, I've said this a bunch on this podcast. One of the things that really upsets me is that these CEOs go on these platforms where nobody ever really asks anything interesting. They're just like, oh, tell me what you eat for breakfast. It's like, okay. I'd just like to know like what the future actually is, not what this guy's willing to ramble about. Like, let's stop him and go, hey, that sounds great, but what really drove, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like's missing from this, because I think there's something that these car companies know that we have yet to be told, right? Like,
you want to hint to something that you might be thinking of?
Well, like, full self-driving is going to a subscription model. It's really silly to always think everything's 100% greed, because that's not how. There's got to be a reason they're thinking this way, right? Is it just easier for them? Because like we just proved, you can actually spend less money by doing it monthly as a consumer.
Right.
So you can't say it's greed. That's a really stupid thing to say, because they're actually, if they would have gotten your $8,000 up front, you'd have kept your car for 3 years. They made more money off you, technically. Yeah. Right? Now, the flip side to that is you go, well, not really, because it was paid for once and the next 3 owners don't have to pay for it again. All true. But that $8,000 takes a very long time to recoup monthly.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just greed. There's something else at play here that they're operating under the assumption of something that I don't think is as clear as everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think all of it, or a lot of it, has a hint of the way social media works, right? Like they have spent billions of dollars to understand how the brain works, how you can make it feel like a slot machine, essentially, which is what social media is, right? We do a great job of getting people to come back, which 100%. Is kudos to us and everybody that listens and enjoys it. But there's a darker side to that too, and we've talked about the subscription models and the tokenization of everything. So I wonder how an EV or a company like Tesla could make it to where, this sounds crazy, but you spend more time in your car, even though you're not driving your car.
Oh, I think that's buddy. People sit in their car and watch YouTube and
play video games
and watch Netflix.
Yeah,
like
it's like the coffee shop. Your car becomes the coffee shop.
And by the way, before anybody says I'm wrong about the greed thing, think about this. Let's say that Rob buys one. He pays for full self-driving for 3 years, so there's $3,600. Sells it to me, and I don't pay for it. They could have got $8,000 up front from Rob. Mm-hmm. They got $3,600. The second owner doesn't want full self-driving, so he doesn't pay the subscription. So it can't just be greed.
Yeah.
Right? There's something else here.
Unless it's tied to functionality, right? Because when you use, like, as a FSD improves or features are added, well, then you start, the subscription then becomes it's FSD and your windshield wipers and your,
right. Something.
Whatever.
Like I said, something here that I just don't think has been laid out.
Yeah.
Because like I just showed you, they could actually make more money collecting the money up front usually, right? Because, by the way, people's credit card has to go through. Rob, you've been in businesses where you've been in charge of, processing cards. Like, they don't always go through, folks.
Yeah.
There comes a time where I get what everybody's thinking is that this is a greedy thing. I just showed you, yes, I agree it could be that, but I also showed a path where they make way less money in the end than just collecting all the money up front.
Hey, by the way, you want to work on your people skills, or if you feel like you got to work on your communication, call somebody that owes you money on a credit card for a service that has to re-up, or I lost it, or it expired, or whatever the hell the case may be. That'll really put you in line on like how to talk to people.
Yep, and you'll also what you're willing to take.
Yeah, exactly. Good times, especially if you're young. If you're young, listen to this because you like cars and maybe you want to offer some sort of service-based business or what, even if it's a product that's on a subscription. learn early and often. Kind of like tap early, tap often in jiu-jitsu. Like learn early and often with people and their credit cards. Ah, what a time. We're talking about technology. Are you more of a well, some people hate this word or these phrases, but like a technocratic, techno-optimist kind of guy? Or do you feel like we've been pushed too much of that and it's not on a trajectory to get there that quickly or as quickly as people have said?
I'm kind of a middle of the road, I think. A lot more than other people. There's some people that are very dramatic about it. Mm-hmm. There's some people that are very dramatic the other way, if you know what I mean. Like anti it all, pro it all. I'm sort of like this. I don't know whether this is fortunate or not. I've been alive long enough to know and watch. Number one, technology always takes longer than what they tell you. Right? Like, I may have said this on the podcast, but I know I've said it to Rob, so if I'm repeating myself, I apologize, guys. Like, it's not that many years ago that Wi-Fi wasn't stable.
Yeah, it's a very simple way of putting it.
Like, and so now everybody's like, the robots are coming. Like, guys, it wasn't that many years ago when Wi-Fi was problematic. As a guy who was an early adopter of YouTube TV, I can tell you that when YouTube TV launched, you'd get a lot of buffering no matter. I lived in a major city. We have, fiber here. Like, I'm just here to tell you, like, Wi-Fi wasn't that figured out that long ago. Like, we've had it, but it wasn't stable everywhere the way it is now. I just think technology takes longer.
Do you remember when you jumped on YouTube TV?
It's got to be when I got YouTube TV. It was $29.99.
Ooh, what is it now? Because I no longer have it, but I had it for a long time.
I mean, my YouTube TV is $100 now.
Jeez, what's the point? Go back to cable. Everybody figure it out.
Well, no, I mean, I got HBO, I got Showtime, $100 is a good deal.
Oh, it's on YouTube TV, HBO and all that stuff? Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, which gives me HBO Max and, relax, dude. I got my house figured out, all right?
Do you, though? I don't know. That audio, you had an audio thing and this and that, it's...
Yeah, I mean, look, it got figured out. It's all good.
The reason I ask is because I remember it launched in 2017, which was the year the Astros won the first
That's got to be
series.
pretty close to where I'm at. Because I would have been in my last time. Yeah, it's got to be close to 2017.
Yeah, so there was a big push leading up to the MLB playoffs into the World Series that, you can watch it on YouTube TV. And I was like, holy shit, like we all love YouTube. For the better, for worse, it keeps you on there a long time. You think if you fucking waste time or whatever. It was a really cool thing where you're like, if I'm tied into Dish, network or whatever it was that you had at the time, you could just switch to this online platform that you're already on anyway. Because at the time you got the YouTube Music and YouTube TV was being introduced and the whole thing for $30. But you're right. I remember we'd be watching the playoffs or the World Series and it's like, dude, why I can't have this buffering right now. What am I doing? Right? And then it comes back.
So you're only talking about less than a decade ago.
Less than 10 years, yeah.
Right? So when everybody talks about tech with cars, tech with this, tech with that, I'm all good with it. That's why I say I'm middle of the road. I'm all good with it. You're not going to tell me that shit's right around the corner, though. That's not going to happen. If you guys fall for that, and by the way, the people that fall the hardest for this are automotive media members. They call themselves journalists. They fall for it every time. The car's going to be flying. You could take it as a boat. I mean, you could tell these fucking people anything. And they would believe it. I mean, it's just never happened that quickly. Don't forget, Jim Farley in 2025, we got this new manufacturing, process, and it's going to do this and it's going to do that. Guys, even that's 3 years away. That's 3 years. That's 30% of a decade. Then they got to work the bugs out when it finally gets to the end destination. And then they got to, and then, and now all of a sudden 10 years is gone. Like, we've been hearing about full self-driving, autonomous driving for the last decade. Waymo just hit a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm middle of the road. Is this stuff coming? Will it get better? Will things happen? Sure. But don't forget, people still got in their $125,000 Ram TRXs, and they couldn't listen to the radio.
Boy, Dodge really got it from us last week on on clips.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, Toyota is still putting debris in an engine. Things have a shelf life here. And not only that, it's really hard to make these massive advancements really quickly.
Speaking of Toyota, what a great segue naturally here. Did you see that Toyota's teasing a new SUV?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. There's all kinds of speculation.
Love it. Let's speculate. We got some silhouettes here. All right, black and white silhouettes. Kind of looks like a Range Rover to me from here.
Tell me it's got to be an EV or a hybrid of some sort. It looks like
feels like it.
Is this like just a bigger Highlander?
Like a bigger Grand Highlander?
Yeah.
I guess that could be one.
I know one thing. I don't know anybody who's thrilled about their new Sequoia.
Really?
Speaking of, dude, that back trunk, the back storage gets these people so pissed off after they own the car.
That makes sense. Lex is the same thing with the GX550 and even the, Prado, I guess. But, Land Cruiser, Toyota stuff. It's small. It's really small.
So, what? Okay. I mean, this looks like it's some type of EV, hybridish. I mean, maybe it's full EV. I mean, I don't really know. How are we still doing teases so poorly?
It's so crazy that this topic never dies. It's always going to be.
It's just so stupid. Just release the frickin' thing. Like,
are we supposed to be getting more excited by seeing?
And by the way, they're going like, this is going to launch in 2029. Why all of this like, who is in that building thinking this is intelligent?
Unintelligent people.
Yeah, it has to be. They must go, oh, you know who loves this? The people that work at Motor Trend. They love when we do these teases.
Actually, they probably do.
Yeah.
They probably call me like, hey, is this same
car driver really loves when we do this? It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? when does this all end? Like, you're teasing something that I guarantee you is not being released in the next 6 months. Why do you need to tease it?
When you say it like that, I feel like it's going to end pretty soon. Like, we've gotten all the water out of the chamois here. Like, it's over.
It's stupid. Like, the vehicles that people want from Toyota is such a mainstream brand. They need the soccer mom. They need the people that just want the car to work from A to B. They've done a good job on the enthusiast part with, GR and all these other and people love 4Runner and Tacoma. Like they've done a great job. Guys, just release whatever the hell this is because it's not coming out tomorrow. So stop with all this. You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out Motor Trend. Hey guys, we like you guys. You just gotta be cool. Like, can we go back to just being cool? Everybody's
it's just an AI publication now.
Actually, yeah, we've said that, and you're probably right. They posted this one, which was cool too. They talked about the new 26 Ineos. Somebody else said we had some more Ineos comments on old YouTube videos about like overlanding and off-roaders, which I hadn't seen in a while. And now it's funny that people are saying like, hey, how about the Ineos? Like, well, lucky for you, Nick loves these things.
Yeah, the price is the problem. The price is the problem. Like,
I wonder if this company can sustain releasing, new models of. Makes me want to do that.
It seems like this thing could be short-lived, and short-lived in the car business is under a decade or less. They just the tariffs hit them pretty hard. The entire thing with Ineos that it went after a very specific segment of buyer. And once those people own one, they're not going to buy 5 more.
Yeah, it's a wrap there.
It's kind of a wrap. And I went and looked at these, I think, earlier this week because we have a dealership here, and I was trying to see if they had any used ones. The price is out of whack. I think these
What's a used one?
Oh, I mean, I was still seeing them in the 70s.
Oof, jeez.
It's just not realistic. And I sent a text to somebody who I know's over there, and I just go, "This is insane." He wrote back, he goes, "Yes, it's insane."
Just yes, ...
Yeah. It's like, it's insane. And I think if you could find a used one for 50, 55, maybe 25,000 miles on it, I think that'd be pretty good.
What
I think
would
when you start talking about $80,000, which is what these things are, 80, 86, something like, I mean, that's just, it's untenable.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy, right?
And by the way, they don't drive great on the road, so people are going to buy them because they look cool, but they don't understand these things don't, just like old school Defenders. People buy them, they don't realize they drove like shit. I love the old school Defender.
For 30 minutes, and you're like, I'm taking it back home. I'm gonna
Yeah,
pick up
but and I would love to own an old school Defender, so don't get me wrong. But I think people just have the wrong mentality, and it's not their fault, right? So when they start talking about the steering thing, they had to fix it. It was a problematic thing in the first
Whoa.
gen, and now you're in fixing things, and I think there's just one of these things like they can't sell for these prices because they've already worn out the rich guy class. Those guys have already bought them.
If you're listening and you just got that Home Depot music in the background, I hate nothing more than a website that automatically plays a video when you hop on it. That's the worst.
I didn't
thing.
hear it.
I know because I didn't share it on the screen, but you might hear it on my end, everybody. I hate when a website does that. I'll never visit a website again if that happens. Just like, because I have 2-3 monitors up and I'm like, where's that coming from? You have to look for the little microphone on the top fucking tab. Sorry, listeners, anyway. And then you hear the Home Depot, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, God damn it.
Hey, when's the Super Bowl?
That's a great question. Boy, were we wrong, or I was wrong. The teams that I thought were going to make it did not make it.
I mean, I have you been following this 49ers thing where they think this substation's
the stadium, yeah. The 49ers thing, crazy. I'd love to get your take on it. The Bill Belichick thing, as somebody who never really, I mean, you got to give Brady and Belichick their flowers, obviously, but as a team that beat everybody you always enjoyed watching, I just kind of hate them just because it's fun.
Well,
but
first of all, you have to give him the first ballot because
of course, that's what I'm saying.
But you guys are kindred spirits.
Listen, that's like saying you're not going to put Altuve first ballot. Like, no, that's stupid. That's complete. Listen, who was it on McAfee's show? The other gentleman who, goddamn, you know what I'm talking about? White hair, doesn't do the announcing anymore.
I don't know.
Mother F.
But I know one thing. You definitely can't have anything other than put them in the hall because that means your whole team would not go in the hall. So
everybody was doing it.
He should be in the hall. I mean, this is
crazy.
It's just crazy. Look.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson. Sorry.
Yeah, the Baseball Hall of Fame was never legitimate because they didn't let Pete Rose in until after he was dead. So I think Hall of Fames are goofy.
Absolutely, but along with everything else, it's like
Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame. Come on.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Just put it if you're so worried about it, put an asterisk to say he used steroids. Like who cares?
You're just gonna see nothing but asterisks though. The whole class of that year.
Well, by the way, I mean if you let David Ortiz in,
there you go.
I don't know if they did, but if they did let David Ortiz in, it's like you don't think he used the sauce? Give me a break.
It's such a joke. Like the
guy was out of the league and then magically just started hitting bombs. It's like.
Come on, raised an eyebrow? Nobody gave a people's eyebrow to what's going on around here?
Because he wasn't on some list? It's like, come on, shut up.
All these awards, too, like, I think Rogan was talking to somebody about what was it? He wasn't a...
Oh, yeah, Bert Kreischer. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see it, but I saw, like, the caption, and I forgot about that. I think was it like a Golden Globe or an Emmy or whatever the hell it was for the podcast category. For starters, why is that even a category? You know what I mean? You
I can't believe these award shows are still a thing.
I know.
It's real corny.
Yeah, nobody's watching that with like actual excitement for like, oh, well, who's gonna win this trophy of whatever fucking Moon Man or whatever it is? Like, like now that MTV's not even a thing anymore, like, is that over? Like, we watched our last MTV, whatever the fuck.
That's a good question. Ridiculousn't just ruined MTV.
Yeah, dude, I was watching a video of remember the Jersey Shore cast?
Of course.
Okay, so it was it wasn't Pauly D, it was Mike. The Situation was talking about how he was able to negotiate royalties because the show was such a success, and that there was the only other person to ever negotiate royalties on MTV was Rob Dyrdek, and he basically said when it came to negotiations, like we're irreplaceable. MTV said, all right, we'll see about that. They came back to the table after like the first or second season. They were right. So these guys are getting like 6-figure checks every quarter for the rest of their lives since that show ended because they were able to negotiate that. I'm like, golly, that's nuts.
And that dude still went to jail.
I know. He still made bad decisions with all the money he was getting.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yep. Steroids fucks your brain up, dude.
Steroids, a true, East Coaster that just can't keep his hand out of the cookie jar. Like, wait, what kind of shenanigans can we get into now? They do call me the situation.
But anyway, so everybody doesn't get confused. Bill Belichick should be in the Hall. This is crazy.
Yeah. No question. But yeah, speaking of the Super Bowl, it's going to be Sunday, February 8th. You got Seattle versus New England. I got to root for New England.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Because I'm like, because of the Belichick thing. I'm like, this is craziness.
Well, I mean, New England's got one thing going for it.
A quarterback.
No, come on. Ohio State's only. Mike Vrabel at the helm.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Isn't this his first? This would be his first.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, what a stupid firing. The Tennessee Titans have been a dumpster fire since he left.
They've been a dumpster fire for decades. Sorry, guys.
No, I mean, when Vrabel was there, they were good.
They're okay. I mean, they couldn't get
Dude,
past
they
the
had
Texans.
they had Tannehill as a quarterback, and they went to the playoffs.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. They went to the playoffs. They've been around
I'm
for
sorry.
years.
You couldn't take Tannehill to the playoffs?
Listen, how many times have we been to the playoffs in the last 10, 15 years?
Who?
More than the Titans.
Who?
The Texans.
Who's we?
Hey, you know damn well. Don't pull that with me. Who's we? All right, Rogan. Who's we? Why are we so tribal about it? I don't know, because I got to pick a corner. Blue corner, red corner. This team, that team.
The Houston Texans. You guys have been one and done in every playoffs, haven't you?
Since I was like 13. It's fucking crazy. It's insane.
Yeah. Hey, you guys were somebody when Warren Moon was there.
Oh, my God. The subtle jabs from Nick on a Friday. You got to love it.
Hey, C.J. Stroud. There's another Buckeye.
What a care. Is he really?
Yeah, of course.
I have no idea.
Yeah, of course you don't. Because you're not really a fan. You're just kind of a fan.
No, I don't. No, absolutely not. Just like I couldn't tell you who's leading the Rockets right now, other than Kevin Durant, which apparently they're playing him way too much.
I like their squad.
Yeah, it's a great squad. I've watched several games. They're young, cool, fun squad.
I like that what is his name? Amon Thompson?
Yeah.
Ahmed Thompson?
Coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Cool guy.
No, the player.
Oh, then no, I don't.
Yeah. Amon Thompson, I think is his name. I like that dude.
Basketball's fun from time to time, but it just doesn't pull me in like it used to when I was a kid.
Yeah, I've been to a couple Rockets games.
They're fun. But I will say, live, that might be the most fun sport to watch.
Oh, hockey by far.
Oh, that's right. You said that. No, I disagree.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I've never even been to a fucking game.
Yeah, no.
All right. We got a couple more. I just want to pull this one up for you because I know you like this class of car. And did I exit out of this? I may have. Oh, no, here it is. What is your favorite British V8?
Man, that's a tough question.
What about a luxurious V8? Just overall, is it going to be a Mercedes branded thing? Just a luxury V8?
Yeah, I would say you got to stick with something out of the Mercedes. You know, the Mercedes line. I mean, look, obviously, if you're just saying European, because you said British, I mean,
Yeah.
If you're just saying European, obviously, you know, the V8 that I have, my E90 M3 is one of my favorite V8s ever.
Yeah, I meant to say European, but I did say British. But check this out. So Revived, and we actually talked about convertibles last week. The Bentley Continental S brings super sports rowdiness to the regular V8. These cars, you brought up the convertibles last week.
Continental
this car as a whole, I've always thought look incredible.
Yeah, they're such a great looking car. Always have been. Those wheels could use some work.
Yeah, they look like they're off of a Hyundai.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not what you want when you pay that kind of money for a car. I think it's just one of these things like this has always been a well done platform. God, those wheels are terrible.
Man, that is off the Hyundai Santa Fe I just saw before we started the podcast.
What the
I didn't even notice them, dude. I was so enamored by the car itself that I silly me did not look at these wheels first.
It's always been a great platform, man. I mean, one of the all-time just luxury platforms, right? Like this, it's an acceptable convertible, which is really hard to reach.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
You know, it's really hard to have an acceptable convertible, and it's got one. They've done it right for a very, very long time. Now, everybody in the comments, we know it's not dependable. It's a Bentley. We got it. Relax. Those wheels are atrocious.
Those wheels were atrocious.
It's tell me that was press car only.
No, those are the premium wheels, actually.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
I'm just kidding. All right, so January is officially over. I got to get just a real quick before we wrap up the show and land the plane. Your assessment of the first month of the year for Nick, for Hyperclean, for the podcast, for the LX, for VR, for everything. Like, how was the first month of the year, you think? Give us a 1 to 10 score.
It was probably a 7 because.
All right, and we're back. Special delivery for Nick. You're welcome. I gave you your flowers. No, but you were saying you'd give it a 7 out of 10 because, and then you were going to go into why.
Yeah. I would say for me, it's been about a 7 out of 10, and did a lot of renovations at the shop. So that kind of led into the end of the year and didn't have a chance to put the shop back. Obviously, a lot of the country got weather, so that kind of, made things tough around the country. But I think it's a good start to the year. We've seen massive growth. We're seeing massive growth week in and week out with the podcast. So I think everything's positive. But I also think it's kind of tough to have 10 out of 10 months, right? Like you just always want to leave room to get better, and that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, especially when you started off with like this winter storm that affects so much of the country, and then you're coming off the holidays, and you're already and you're going through a lot of changes in your shop or whatever, or just your household if you're a listener listening to this. But yeah, no, I totally agree. I'd give it a solid 8, maybe even 8.5. Just a good month. And if you're interested in hearing more of Nick, we launched this idea that kind of suddenly came where Nick's really good doing podcasts, doing something to a car, talking about the processes. So Hyperclean Hangouts is what we just kind of decided to randomly call it, which is a good name.
Yep.
You're doing a waterless wash on Lexus while you're talking about the truths about ceramic coating. So if you're interested in that, it is on the Hyperclean store channel. Kudos to you. One take, that thing, you just washed the car and you talked about it. I mean, I just got to tell you, again, kudos.
One
many
take.
people
Yeah, so anybody ever knows, I don't do a whole bunch of takes on any of this.
No, it's pretty impressive, not going to lie.
Yeah, and by the way, you guys can say it sucks, but I tell you what, it was one take.
It was one take. It didn't take all day. It took an hour.
I don't do the whole. And look, one of the funny things I'll share with everybody out there, guys, listening to other people's podcasts, listening to other people talk about their process of recording content, I'm starting to realize how rare it is that, these guys spend all day trying to get one sentence right. Mine is I turn the camera on or I come on the podcast and we just talk and we go.
Hey, do you have 5 more minutes real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about it, Nick and I, we like to obviously keep our ear to the ground with a variety of creators, big, large, small, doesn't matter. Just to be a little more vague, what are your thoughts on some of these bigger creators who open up as time has gone on, have opened up more about the difficulties of making content, the difficulties of making their business of content operate, and then what you see kind of going on for the rest of this year?
I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that people are finally starting to get the real, because I'm going to say something that I think has been happening for the better part of the last decade. I think a lot of, especially younger people, have been led to believe that content is their way to make money, and we're never told how hard it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's damaging. And that's what I think about business advice in general. That's why I hate business creators, because they all... Guys, there's 10 pieces of things you need to get right to run a business. How the hell are you making 3,000 pieces of content a month about business? It just doesn't, it's not real, right? It's just a business, which I understand that. So I think it's great that these guys and gals are starting to speak out and say, there's just a lot of things people don't know, and so I'm going to talk about it. The unfortunate part is how many people have been sucked up into that because it wasn't really truthful 10 years ago. Right? But I'm glad they're doing it now. I think it's what's for the future. Guys, these overproduced videos, number one, I don't really like them. There needs to be some level of production, but this making everything like a television show, I'll go watch television if that's what we're gonna do.
I'll go watch UTPV for that.
Yeah, exactly right. I'll go watch Shangoon on the Rockets, right? I don't know, man. I just kind of look at this and I look at this from this standpoint. I think YouTube is this place that just needs to be more real than television, and I think it's become more television than real.
Totally agree. Well, if you want these awesome hoodies that I was raving about, because I'm genuinely excited to finally have one, it's at hypercleanstore.com. I'll put that link in the description of the podcast. If you haven't left us a rating or review, we got our first not 5-star review in a year. Some guy said, a great podcast, too much rambling. I was like, bro, do you know how much people fucking enjoy the rambling, which is why they stick around for that?
Yeah, I don't think people understand what a podcast is.
I know.
Yeah, guys, what do you want to Elon canceled Model S and Model X. Thank you for listening.
This week, just go full NPR. This week on the Clutch Culture Podcast.
I mean, this is too much rambling. Okay, dude, that's what a podcast is.
Yeah, beat it, you fucking loser. Kick rocks. We'll see everybody next week.
See you guys.